Hi, it's Gio for footballbook.pro. Welcome to my vlog. I have some thoughts about what happened in week 3 and what could happen in week 4. I'm pretty upset with myself for just going 2-2 against the spread. I should have never put money on the Minnesota Vikings. Either way, putting money, involving the Minnesota Vikings with money is always a bad bet, and I got burned. I should know by now. The other game I didn't get was Baltimore at Cleveland. Now both of those were big spreads, and Minnesota almost didn't cover because they were fortunate enough to pick off a couple of passes in the end zone, but Baltimore didn't cover, and maybe they were either playing down to Cleveland, or what I think could have happened is they were looking ahead to this week's tilt against Pittsburgh. Either way, you should never underestimate the look-ahead factor, and that's what probably happened with Baltimore. A team that it also happened to was Washington. Washington lost in St. Louis, but they lost pretty bad too. Washington could have been looking ahead to their visit this week in Philadelphia, where McNabb, the new quarterback for Washington, makes his debut as a Redskin at his former team's building. This should be really interesting. I think that's probably why Washington did so poorly. But one thing I do want to talk about is that Philadelphia won back-to-back road games and now are coming home. And that's usually a tough spot to be in. There's a bit of a letdown factor. If you look at Miami, they started off the season with 2 straight wins on the road, and they came home and lost at home to the Jets. So there's something about back-to-back road games and then coming home. I believe that happens with Pittsburgh as well. They're 3-0, but they've won 2 straight on the road, and they're coming home to face a Baltimore team that, like I said, struggled last week, but I think they're actually looking forward to this game. This will be the last game without Ben Roethlisberger, so we'll see how Pittsburgh does against a really good team. Another team that's coming off of an emotional high is Atlanta. The Falcons went into New Orleans and beat the champions, and probably didn't deserve to win, but they did win. They did win after all. And what they're going to be doing this week is they're going to be facing a really hungry team in San Francisco, who fired their offensive coordinator. I wouldn't touch that game if you paid me. I wouldn't know who to pick. Anything can happen. I'd stay away from that game if I were you. Another game that is pretty intriguing is Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Now, Jacksonville are just horrible, but one thing they do is they play really good against their own division. And Indianapolis has opened up at around 9 points. I think it's gone to only 8.5, and you probably see the number come down. Don't be afraid to put some money on Jacksonville. They always give teams in their own division a really hard time. Okay, so those are some of my thoughts about what's going to happen in week 4. If you have any questions or suggestions, email me at gio@footballbook.pro or leave a message in one of our forums. Until next time, it's Gio for footballbook.pro. Bye-bye.